Ever wonder how your body is like a cell phone? Stay with me.
Global speakers talk.
A lot of people will say, what's an energetic system, an ecosystem? I always like to say to people, if you have a cell phone, many of you I think have a cell phone, you don't question how it works, but it just works. You're like, I don't know how it works. It just does. And your body is exactly like a cell phone in the sense of, just bear with me, it has frequencies that it's always emitting. And it has, through your central nervous system, it is always telling a story. We become over time. I've been awake for over 25 years. I woke up 25 years ago when I had to. And I had to learn with my own body what it was telling me. And this is why it's so important when it comes to your relationships and the love. Like many of us, we have these stories of trauma. I know for me, my dad had kicked us out of the home when we were very young. I lived in a homeless shelter with my mom, and at a very young age had experienced trauma, kidnappings, and all sorts of things. And that left me with, as you can imagine, a lot of pain and suffering like many of you have had. And my ecosystem, my nervous system, I used to walk around shaking so badly, was my body telling me where I didn't feel safe or I didn't feel secure. And when we look at relationships, because I was the queen of attracting bad relationships and having to struggle, how do you mend relationships with parents or children or family when things seem, especially now today, so divided and so separated? And this is a journey that I encourage you to go on, because one of the things is we forget how intelligent your body is. And it tells you, when I was in my marriage and it was so abusive, it was shaking and I was so ill and sick and I wasn't listening to my body. And when you meet maybe a new person or you're in a relationship or you're struggling with a family member, your body is always giving you signals. But so often those signals, we misinterpret them. And yes, you have to look inside because they're telling you a few things. What is your imprint? Like Belinda was saying, what is your trauma? What is it that you're needing to learn? What is it that you need to look inside? Are you that people pleaser? I love that she commented on that, because so often in our society, shame and guilt that everyone carries, it's inside your system. Every organ has an emotional resonance to it. It's not just your heart, it's not just your chemistry. Every organ has an emotional resonance. So if you are afraid of commitment, if you're feeling fear or lack, or you don't know how to communicate, one of the best things that I learned through connection and commitment and dedication of understanding, for me, I say it's faith, it's trust, no belief. There's something much bigger out there in the world than all of us here. And we start to, whatever that is for you, it's for you. And when you start to understand how much you have inside of you, the frequencies, the vulnerabilities, the strength, it's in there. But look at it like a laundry pile, that it's been covered with these thoughts and feelings that I'm not good enough or I'm not perfect. Maybe you looked at images or you had trauma like I did. And when you see something maybe in a magazine or TV is not real, but you're like, my relationship isn't that. You're able to go in and start to dissect the communication with yourself. And to have strong relationships with others, you need to have strong communication with yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and psychically. Because we know through research and science that it's less than 7% is what we speak. The rest is happening way up here in the ethers, like your cell phone. It's connecting through frequency. And when you meet somebody and they feel so familiar, a lot of people don't even realize you have a resonance with them. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifference? The resonance is probably like, I've met you somewhere. There is an imprint that starts talking. I know when I met my husband, I knew right away that I was going, my second one, that I was going to marry him. I just knew. I knew I had a resonance, that there was so much that we had shared, but we had learned how to communicate. Now it was a learning process, but to communicate. And when you communicate, there's three things I want to make sure you write down. Three things. You guys are all talking about information. So these are three questions that you can ask yourself. You can ask your friends to build a great ecosystem of friends and family. Maybe it's relationships in terms of lovers. Maybe you want a husband or a wife. As you're dismantling the imprints that you have, as you're looking at your nervous system, you want to ask yourself, does this bring me more peace or more disruption? But you also, meaning calm, because the more calm you have in your nervous system, the more you're going to attract that person, that place, that kind of information that you want. And when you get calm and you're like, I already have that perfect husband or that perfect wife or that great relationship with my children, I already have that, and you're convicted on it, you'll start to realize your body will give you signals. Your body will start to say, really? Do you? So these are the three questions you can ask people when you're communicating with them to help bring calm and clarity to the situation. Is it you that needs to create some change, or is it someone else? And I say this because we're in a society where so many people want to throw people away. My boundaries, it's protecting my energy. No, it's fear, it's scarcity, it's push away. So the three things that I like to always say to people: what do you require? What do you require? So if you're not understanding and you want to communicate with somebody, what do you require? We've all had those relationships where there's assumptions, communication's not there, and the body is screaming. You're like anxious, you're mad, you're like, I wish they would do this. And it's because you haven't asked these questions. When someone can say, I require this, you can say, I'm able to do that, or no, I'm not. It gives choice. It gives empowerment. Ask yourself truthfully, what do I require? What do I require in this situation? That's going to help you really unlock what's stuck in your nervous system, creating dis-ease and discomfort from the organs in your body. The other one I like is, what's good about this I'm not getting? I always teach my clients and my communities and academies, what's good about this I'm not getting? If you're feeling frustrated with yourself or a relationship you have, and again, it applies to all your relationships, because your goal is everything you change in your life affects a relationship in another area of your life. So your friends, your lovers, your family members, what's good about this I'm not getting? And then you can start to just ask that question and watch what comes. You mean like, wow, what's good about this I'm not getting? I got to stop people pleasing. Or what's good about this not getting? I got to be vulnerable and let that person in. I need to speak my truth. I need to say with compassion, this is how I'm feeling. And that's going to start to move the nervous system. And the other question I love, and I use this a lot in my relationships, and my husband always laughs because he'll do it too. We don't argue. We have a lot of fun. We just talk about things and have this open-hearted space of understanding is, honey, what am I missing? If you're not understanding something with someone, what am I missing? And just pause for a minute, because now you're empowering them to tell you. So if something isn't working or you need more information, could you tell me what I'm missing in this conversation? Can you tell me what I'm missing? And that will open them up. It opens an energetic vibration. I am very discerning when I teach in the academies about words. Your words are so important. And in a world where there's division and separation, and there is a lack of understanding, we become this division is not of love, but it doesn't mean you allow people to treat you with disrespect. And when we come back to this place of understanding that separation doesn't get us to where we want to go. And no matter what, there are situations, and I like how Tamara said this earlier, there are situations you need to walk away, like I had to with a very abusive relationship, marriage. However, there are places where when we work and grow together, when you are willing to grow with the people around you and have these kind of conversations. And that's what 2026 is about. 2026 is about dissolving the limitations, dissolving the separation, and coming back from understanding where somebody else is coming from. And the big thing about relationships that I have learned, I can say I have beautiful relationships now, friends, family. I mended with my father before he passed. Like, I did all that. But I can tell you that in 2026, the mending of these ecosystems, when you can say to somebody, think about this when you meet somebody, and this is a takeaway before I let you go, I want you to think about. When we meet somebody, you come with all your belief systems and all your experiences. That person you met, even your family members and friends, they don't know that. They weren't with you. So one of the things that you can do, they're not going to understand you. So if you're coming with information going, well, I expect them to do this and I expect them to do that, they weren't with you. And I learned this with my husband. I said to him, and I want to encourage you to look at your relationships and say this, because even if you're married now, they weren't with you when you were 5 or 4 or 3. And I said to my husband, I need you to understand, because you probably won't, this is my reference point. This is what I experienced in the past. Although I've done all this work, this is the reference point. Because obviously if I met a person who was perfect a long time ago, I would have been with them, right? And he said, thanks for telling me. Now I know how to handle that with you. I know how I'm not going to do that. Or I didn't have any other reference point. So a takeaway today, please, with your relationships to make them sound. All the people you meet in your life, even all of us here, we've gotten to know each other, but we don't really know each other. So be vulnerable, be open and say, this is what I have experienced. I'm not going to expect you to do this. I'm not going to force this upon you. I'm going to be vulnerable and share it so we can have a communication on how to move forward. And the right person, always you will see it in their actions. And you will know, because your friends, your family, your lovers, whoever you have in your life, you're going to get more peace, and your nervous system will let go. And the key to all of that, you will become healthier. This whole summit is about health and wealth and connection and AI. You will become healthier and you will become wealthier. Thank you for taking this time.
And every story can change the world. Together we are Global Speakers Talk.